Ladies and gentlemen, this is now your time. And we open the floor for questions.
Good evening, Stephen Cartwright here. I am with a group of young people who we are willing and able. We just want to know, I guess, what's next. I understand your approach to being active in and of ourselves. I was just wondering if there's anything on your end that you're planning that we can assist with. And then also, I'm wondering why the government would want to permit stem cell research to go on at Nygaard Key after the video was circulated so widely of two individuals that had to leave and flee undercover.
My name is Tyrone Rock Morris. I am associated with the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress. I just thank you wonderful folks for bringing this situation to the forefront for the Bahamian people. I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's a good start, but we can't finish. Tonight, I've heard nothing but corruption, corruption, and more corruption. It is disgraceful what I'm hearing as a Bahamian. We must stand up for our country. Many, many, many more is being lost here in the Bahamas. In fact, I was just recently informed that Atlantis, by the Commissioner of Police, that the Atlantis beach, Cabbage Beach, is private. I don't know how long it's been private. The Commissioner of Police has instructed his officers to arrest persons who Atlantis don't want on Cabbage Beach. In fact, this young lady and I just spent 2 nights in prison because her sin was not to leave her job, which she has a Bahamian license to work Cabbage Beach. And she was forced to leave. When she did not leave, she was arrested, and she just spent 2 nights in Central Police Station because she refused to leave her job that the Commissioner of Police has stated is now the private property of Atlantis. We got to stop this madness. Thank you very much.
Good night, everyone. My name is Ezra, and I'm a Bahamian. And I have a question for the panel. Do you guys remember what happened during the gambling referendum? What are we prepared to do, or how far are we prepared to go if the same thing happens here? What are we prepared to do if they just go on and do what they want to do instead of listening to the people?
It's a pleasure for me to be here. My name is Alfonso Smith. I am the president of the Bahamas Better Businessman Coalition Association. I see no reason why we should be talking about Nygaard. Who is Nygaard? Do we have a Bahamian government? You have a Bahamian government and a guy committed breaching the law and they can't do nothing? What are we doing? The name, listen here.
All right.
It's enough to set you crazy.
Okay, hold it right there. The name Nygaard should not be mentioned in these town meetings again. Let's talk about the people who commit the offenses. The government, not Nygaard.
Right.
The government.
Amen.
Then, of course, we should not be talking about saving Clifton Key. Clifton Key is saved, man. Stop. Saving it from who? It belongs to me. Who are you saving? Look, stop giving the government credit for all these things that they're doing wrong. Huh? Okay, here it is. We're talking about corruption. The only way you're going to get rid of corruption in the Bahamas is to install the office of ombudsman.
True.
That has to be installed. All the previous government has mentioned about the Ombudsman Act. None of them put it in place. Ingram had 15 years to do it. He ain't put it in place. Christie had 7 years to do it. He ain't put it in place. We could not stop corruption until we get the Ombudsman Act in place. Let's start talking about that. Let's start talking about the Freedom of Information Act. Those 2 pieces of legislation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me tell you something. We waste too much time. We waste too much time in the Bahamas talking about things that doesn't matter. Mr. Christie went down to the Caribbean conference a couple of months ago in the Cayman Island. He made a pledge to make the Caribbean a corruption-free zone. How you could do that, man? And for 7 years in the Bahamas, you did nothing about corruption. You know?
This country that we love so much is under threat. Our leaders have been very much influenced. And tonight it is important. Names are important. I don't mind saying he deny God. I think it's important for him to know that people do not appreciate what he's doing. Our next question or comment.
I'm not here to be political, but rather kingdom-minded and in the best interest of the Bahamas. Without vision, we know people perish. And what we tolerate, we will not change. Okay? We've tolerated foolishness for too long. The power is in the people.
Yes.
And I hear the passion of the panel. And I would say, in general, to the Bahamas, we cannot take business as usual. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? We've put up with this madness and what the last government and this government is doing. Now, what are we prepared to do as a people?
That's right.
The Moses generation is dead. We are at a paradigm shift. It is Joshua and Caleb that took God's people into the promised land. Okay? And looking back is death. I mean, we hear those kind of words. Looking back is Egypt. Looking back is what we don't need to do as a people. And so my question tonight is, especially to the learned lawyers on the panel, like Mr. Ferreira, Mr. Smith, Mr. Moss, what would you say within the context of the law can be done for the Bahamian people to override the decision, override Perry Christie, the present government, of going ahead with approving NIGOD?
Good evening, Bahamian people. My name is Romeo Bannister. To Mr. Fred Smith, you said something about concerning NIGOD and whoever others having private parties. Concerning the private parties, when are we going to have our private party? What date is it?
It's
July the 10th?
July 10th.
All right, July the 10th.
July 10th, you're invited to your public party on your public beach.
Okay, so therefore what I'm saying is that, you know, my friend was getting here, he's saying that we don't have no need to call NIGOD name.
Nope.
There's no need.
Same point.
All we need to do is just go down to the Bahamas printing service on Old Trail Road, and we probably print off like about 500,000, half a million, 250,000 shirts in white, and we just take them and put them on for July the 10th, and we go on the beach, and we let him know we ain't into that.
Yeah.
Okay, he gotta go. Him and his private parties, these little funny parties, you know, so we been told, they got to go. We ain't into that. I, for one, to tell you the truth, well, due to the respect of the airwaves, I'll keep it to myself, but he gotta go.
Thank you.
We must save the Bahamian from the foreign migrant entities who continue to smuggle through our borders and to dictate to the Bahamian society, especially the conditions of the way we should move forward.
This month of July is a very important month for everybody who's a Bahamian. This is our independent month.
Absolutely.
And I sat here and I heard a letter that was documented by Mr. Negard and his so-called going someplace in Canada.
Keep going, sir.
Or New York, right? And it seems like they have no regard for the Bahamian sovereignty. Because if you could date a letter July, and then they say you can have some activities happening within this Commonwealth of Bahamas in the month of July, shows no respect for our sovereign right as a people. That's the comment I have. So based on that, Save the Coalition should go full out to get Mr. Negard out. My question to the panel, what are you all going to do with all the information that you all have documented to bring those people who have done a great injustice within the government system to justice, that they could be jailed and be made an example of, so that the rest who may come after Mr. Negard should know that they can't do this. The Bahamas is not for sale.
We're all here as a common people with the same thing in mind. We want justice to be done. But we realize that year after year, we keep coming back to these same town halls trying to get rid of night guard number 1 or night guard number 2 or night guard number 3. We keep kicking the can down the road. And we are fed up, right? Because we don't want short-term fixes.
Yes.
We want long-term solid solutions. My question to you, and I think every Bahamian, every concerned Bahamian would want to know is, when are we going to really start to sit down and put aside our partisan difference, our special interests, come together as a people, and come up with common sense, long-term solutions to these problems? We can get rid of night guard today or tomorrow, but a year from now, another one is going to pop up. 5 years from now, another one. Can we come up with real solutions to these issues? Thank you.
I was completely, utterly, as a young man, my world was shattered because here I am. I see the mess that is going on in my country. I see young people are selling themselves for nothing. I'm telling you, I see young men dying on the street every day. I deal with it every day. I deal with families living on the street, living in their cars, living in the beaches. I'm serious. These are the things that are going on. And I want to help my country. I want to help my people. But I am serious. If we don't get together and if we don't do something, we're not only losing the Bahamas, it seems to me like we've lost this fight already. And I'm telling you, we need to step up to the plate now. And I'm saying we need to stop being separated. We need to stop thinking it's about us. It's not. It's not about us. It's not about you or me. It's about saving our country for our children and our children's children. And I'm saying, for God's sake, let us come together. I was appalled when I saw my prime minister, after the U.S. State Department report, trying to justify the stupidness. I cannot help myself but saying it. I listened to him wrangle on and on and on and on, and I felt so ashamed as a young man. As a young man, I felt so ashamed to see my prime minister that I had so much respect for, to see him try to justify the stupidness. It seems to me like they are completely lost. They don't know what's going on a day-to-day basis with the Bahamian people. I'm telling you, we have people in the inner cities. I'm talking about foreigners invading and pillaging the inner cities. I live there. You understand? They have no idea of the pain and the suffering when people are losing their homes every day. Banks are repossessing homes. People are going to bed hungry. Kids are going to school without food. I'm telling you, literally. And I'm telling this government, get it together. And I'm saying, we don't need to wait for 2070. They need to go now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Newton.
But Minister,
We appreciate your... Mr. Ferrara?
yeah, I mean, how can they possibly identify with the sufferings of the average Bahamian when you have to pay your light bill and they don't? When you
Hundreds have come together and today sued the government, sued the Prime Minister, sued the Director of Physical Planning, Mr. Major, sued the Deputy Prime Minister, and sued the Building Control Officer and the Town Planning Committee. All of these government agencies were today sued by hundreds, there's a list of them, of residents in the Clifton Bay area, hundreds of them, and also by Save the Bays.
I am here to represent my younger generation, and I am very concerned that if we just give away our Bahamian land, what are there going to be left for me and everyone else in my generation? Because we're the future of this nation, and I believe that we should just try to take our land back and take control of our country again.
What we need to do is send a message to the Prime Minister tonight, telling him to send a demolition team.
Is that what you want? You want him to go and send a demolition team? You can have what you want, you know. It's your country.
No to